Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 127 of the Two-Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along finally with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing, folks?
He's back!
Better than ever.
We'll see about that. If this is the first time you're seeing us, this is the Two-Player Co-op Podcast where we get together every week, except maybe next week because I'm going to be out of town, and we talk about the world of video games and everything you need to know about. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like on the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, even if you only listen to us on audio services around the globe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. We're trying to get up to 1,000. Shout out to Ernie, by the way, just hit 20,000. Good Lord, dude. Just go full time. I mean, I know he's gonna. He's just killing it, and just that's awesome, Ernie. Keep it up. Sean, I got a new T-shirt.
That was awfully loud. That's awesome.
Shout out to Groupon. If you're listening on audio services around the globe, I apologize for the chair noise. Groupon it just popped up on Instagram. Shout out to Mark Zuckerberg for stealing my information, I guess, because it popped up on Instagram. It's like, here's an ad. Groupon, these video game T-shirts are $15 instead of $25. And if you're not watching, you should be at youtube.com/2playercoop. But I got
otherwise you'll never know. Don't tell them. Make them watch the video.
Know. If you're watching the video, you see how awesome it is, and it's like probably my new favorite shirt. The only problem is I did not wash this before I wore it, and it's a little bit itchy. Normally I wash everything before I wear it, but I was like, it's perfect. It's pure black. Like I don't want any fuzz on it or anything, so I'm not going to wash it.
Yeah. Were there other good? This
was the only box art one. Everything else was like old school with a picture of a Nintendo controller or something. I'm like, I don't want that. I want, but then what this leads me into is eventually I'm going to own every T-shirt that Neckbreaker Tees has. All the different box arts and all that other stuff. I'm like, I need to just buy one a month, and eventually that won't be anywhere. Maybe two a month.
I think they will come out with them quicker than you can buy them.
They've got like 30 or something now, I think. And I don't want all of them, but like even stuff I never had, like the TurboGrafx 16 logo shirt looks really cool because it's just like this big. I'm like, yeah. I want it just because. Like I've got an Atari shirt. We never had an Atari, but like it's Atari. Sure. You got to have it.
Yeah.
If you like shirts like Sean's wearing, did you like that segue? You can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. It's right there with the magic fingers are back. And buy a T-shirt helps us out a little bit. We get like $1. We get like a couple bucks every T-shirt, and it helps us support this channel. Also, we do have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/2player_coop. We had a lot of fun this past weekend once we finally figured it out. If you're watching, I'm sorry for my mic volume. I didn't realize it was so low. I guess probably I've been playing multiplayer games, GTA, Call of Duty, whatever, forever with that headset with my settings the same. So everybody's probably like, what is this guy whispering about? You know? I went back and watched some of it.
I watched a lot of it just before I came over here. It's fantastic.
Can you even hear me though?
I can turn it up loud enough to hear you, but then
you're like, oh my God! That's what I'm saying. Like,
there's no happy medium.
I don't know that I'm even going to upload it because I can't separate the two mics or anything because it's just one audio stream. So I don't know, but
I would. I mean, it's not like it's a professional, like the rest of our videos are. Of course. It's just, hey, look, here's us playing this game.
We had
nobody watches it. Nobody watches it. But yeah,
GTA Online is so much fun. We'll do more streams in the future. It's not going to be a weekly thing because our lives are crazy, but we'll do them every so often, especially with anything that we can play two-player co-op or multiplayer or whatever. But we had a lot of fun, so check us out over there.
I think we need to do GTA again, if for no other reason than to do some of the races.
That's the only thing I was like, we had so much fun. We just did 2 hours of just screwing around the world. We didn't do any missions. 2 hours later. We didn't rank up or do anything.
We got to do some of the
I was looking up
cunning stunts.
The cunning stunts are awesome. Thank God we both said that right. The one thing I wanted to do was those RC car races, but I guess you have to I think you have to buy like one of the Arena War like Mad Max like arena things or something. I don't know for sure. So if anybody knows, let me know because I wasn't able to figure that out and I couldn't see any RC races, but I wanted to do those because it's like GTA Micro Machines. So yeah, more coming in the future. We had a lot of fun. Also, go back, check out Mario Mondays. We just finished Mario Mondays for New Super Mario U Deluxe. That was so much fun. We didn't get all the stars. If you watched us, you know that. But we beat Bowser. The last world was awesome, really, except for that first level that just wrecked us. Like we were almost ready to die with all the meteors and everything falling. It was crazy, but I love the end fight with Bowser in that. It's a lot of fun because you fight, spoiler alert, Bowser and Bowser Jr.
Bowser and Bowser Jr.
Bowser and Bowser Jr. And it was a lot of fun. So go back, check out Mario Mondays. They'll be coming back in the future as well. We got some plans for what we want to do. But go ahead and check that out. So Sean.
Bowser Jr.
So Sean Jr. You've got a junior, kind of. You're a dad.
I'm a dad.
What is it like? Because I have no idea. It's sarcasm.
I'm very, very tired. I just got
pooped on?
Blown up on right before I came over. This is not what I was wearing until about 2 seconds before I left. So that was fun. Later. At least I got to hand her off to Brittany and say, I got to go. Got schedules to keep. It's unbelievable, but at the same time, it's amazing how quickly it just kind of becomes life. Like it's no longer like it was such a big deal the first time we left the house with her. Like, okay, where's the diaper bag? Do we have this? Do we have that? Do we have that? When was the last time she ate? When she didn't want to eat again? Okay, let's make sure she's falling asleep before we go.
You need like a trailer full of stuff.
And it was just like this whole thing. And now it's just like, hey, do you want to go to Bed Bath & Beyond? I don't know if we'll have time. And then you just, let's go ahead and put the baby in the seat, grab the bag, and let's go. Like it's just becomes part of your routine. Like it's not even a thing anymore. It is weird. She'll be, I don't know when this is going up, but when we're recording, Wednesday, she will be 1 month old tomorrow. So if you're watching this on Wednesday, 1 month old yesterday.
Time's a flat circle.
And it's weird. Like you can already, she already looks different. Yeah. That's not the same baby. I mean, not literally, but it's not the same baby that
my baby
we had in the hospital. It's so weird. But it's great. It's just everything's unbelievable. Everybody's healthy, more importantly. And it's just great. But I am glad to be back here with all of you. And that's pretty much it.
Missed you. I mean, obviously I've seen you a bunch.
The other thing, not done. As I tweeted, it's also just funny how I tweeted the stop pooping GIF, not GIF. And then literally like a day later, all of a sudden she stopped pooping and she wasn't pooping. This is going to turn into a little poop talk here for a little bit. But
that's what we had with Nick last week. We did a poop cast. That's what Nick said. He's like, eventually, and it wasn't even eventually, it was very soon. It's like, you're going to be like, please poop. Please poop. And it was like the next day.
Babies just never poop normal.
Yeah.
They're either pooping all the time or they're not pooping and you want them to poop. There's no just normal amount of poop.
Yeah.
Poop.
Poop, 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 poop. You should have watched the nerd Nick's dancing in the doorway. Now you can. He moved. Yeah, poop's great.
Poop.
Babies are great.
Yes.
And I missed you on here. I had a lot of fun by myself. That sounds weird.
Had some guests.
Logan, Nick, thank you guys so much for filling in. But it's good to have the band back together.
Yes.
The 2-player band.
The 2-man band.
And we're a 2-man band. I had to. Was that good?
That was not bad.
Okay. I'm sorry for your ears. It might have been bad for your ears. So I watched. Did you watch it?
I don't know.
The Street Fighter 2 the animated movie for the first time in like 25 years. I watched it, I think, Saturday night. I gave it to Sean to borrow. I got it on Blu-ray because I've wanted to get it back. And I finally watched it, and it's just as good as I remember. This is the unrated, like, Japanese version. And it's a lot of it is the same. There's some, like I was texting Sean during, I was like, in that opening fight where Ryu fights Sagat, when he dragon punches him, his chest explodes and blood just goes, and then he's sitting there holding his chest and blood's just everywhere. I'm like, I don't ever remember seeing red in the version.
Now, does it have both versions?
Yes.
Or is it?
It's got the PG-13 version as well.
Okay.
The EC3 version. But it's so good. It's so like, it is so Japanese, but it's like, it makes sense in the world of Street Fighter. It makes so much sense. And it's just, like, Nick walked in, they were playing Fortnite or something, and he came and got a snack, and he walked out there, and he was like, whoa, you said this was made like 25 years ago? I was like, yeah. He's like, that looks awesome. I'm like, I know, it's freaking beautiful.
Was it really that long ago?
It was 90. Actually, it might have been 96. So it might have been 23 years.
I mean, still. Yeah.
It was 94. It might have come to the U.S. in 96, but originally came out in Japan in 94. So it's been 25. I don't remember what the month was, but it's been 25 years, give or take.
Wow.
It's so cool. You've got to watch it when you're just bored one night.
Oh, I will.
Obviously, you've got visitors and everything, but like, you got to watch it. It'll all come back to you. All the music, the sound, not even just like the lights, like the real music, but just like the orchestral stuff and everything. It's just, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's awesome. One thing I wanted to do, did you count up yours?
I did. Well, I haven't counted them yet, but
you got everything?
All.
So I was bored the other day, and I was like, Sean, I want you to go look at all your PlayStation 4 purchases.
It was not as many as I thought.
Oh, mine's more than I thought.
Like, I see the games on my shelf every day. And I'm
see,
like,
mine
right,
are in
so
the
there's
closet,
that.
so I don't see them every
Now let's go ahead and add up what's in the library. And it's like, first of all, I don't know if I screwed something up, but I'm definitely missing games. Like, they're not... Every game that I've ever bought should be in my library, right?
Well, but there's two different options.
So maybe that's where I screwed
There's
up.
one that if you look at it, it's just the games that are on your system now, and then the other one that's down below is all your purchases, not including those on the system.
But see, some of those I could have sworn I don't have on the system right now.
Well, then maybe you looked at the right one. I don't know. But like
But I feel like there are games...
Did Firewatch not show up?
There are some games that I got that I never really... I mean, I played, but whatever. What was the one... I don't know why this
Shadow
is the first
Complex?
one that pops into my head. See, I don't remember seeing that.
Okay.
But besides that, there's some game... Hellbender, Hellrisers...
Helldivers. That was PS Plus.
That wasn't on there. Yeah, it's PS Plus, so I wouldn't have counted it anyways, but like that wasn't... So maybe I had some option...
There's no option, but there's like...
I just went all the way to the right... And then library. And then I can look at from like oldest to newest or A to Z or whatever.
But there's like a group of 3 to start, and then there's another group of 3 options down below. And you got to look at both to get everything. But
okay. I may have to give an update. Unless I can look at it. Can I look at it through the app?
No.
Well,
I tried. And that's why I was like, well, Eliza's sleeping, so I'm just going to look at all my purchases.
Okay. Because my purchased games were not as bountiful as I would have thought. Although most of the ones I'm missing were probably PS Plus games. Because I really haven't bought that many games.
Syracuse was up by 2 at half, and they lost by 26. Okay, continue.
But yeah, so I feel like my list is mostly complete. I bet 90% of the games that I'm missing were probably PS Plus, so I wouldn't have counted them anyway. But yeah.
Let's do yours first, because mine is ridiculous. So anyways, I don't know if I even got it out.
Well, the funny thing is, I bet there's only 5... I mean, I'm not thinking of them off the top of my head, but maybe 5 to 7, I bet, that I own that you don't. I feel like there's a lot of overlap.
Yes.
You have a lot that I don't.
Okay, I got you.
But I don't have many that you don't.
That's true. That's true.
So
anyway, I was bored the other day. And I was like, I want to know, because the PlayStation 4 attach rate is like 9 games per system or something. And I was like, I feel like I'm really helping that out. Let me take a look. And dear God Almighty, I'm doing it. So I told Sean, I said, count up your stuff and let's go through it all and see just how much money we've spent on this system.
All right, in literally no order besides the order that they're on my shelf. Astrobot. Mm-hmm. Why is this just... Oh, no, that's fine. Astrobot Rescue Mission, obviously. GTA 5. Resident Evil 2. Spider-Man. Resident Evil 7. Final Fantasy 10, 10-2 HD. Tetris Effect. Guitar Hero Live, which is actually yours.
Oh, that's right. I just gave it to you. I forgot about that.
So I didn't buy it, but I have it now.
It counts for you.
Destiny 2. Played all of about 20 minutes of it.
I at least put like 4 hours into it.
God of War.
Uh-huh.
Street Fighter 30.
Uh-huh.
Horizon.
Uh-huh.
Resident Evil 4.
Uh-huh.
Shadow of the Colossus.
We do have a lot of the same games.
Uncharted and Arkham, which are no longer on my shelf because they're yours. Phantom Pain, Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 15.
Do you not have Ground Zeroes?
Mm-mm.
Holy crap, really? You just got Phantom Pain, you never played Ground Zeroes?
I played it, but I think that was before I don't know. I don't think I did. I think I just played yours.
Maybe.
I've played it.
Okay.
I've definitely played it.
Then you must have just borrowed mine.
Unless
it's like
downloaded it.
It's like a 30-minute mission. But
I don't know. But either way, and then I got a whopping 4 that I saw that I bought that were not PS Plus. Shovel Knight, Moss, which I didn't really buy. It came with VR, but whatever. Chasm, and Mega Man Legacy. Oh,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't have counted, what do you call it anyway?
Well, you're
Shadow
missing-
Complex. There's not many that I'm missing that aren't PS Plus.
Shadow Complex wasn't PS Plus. We both bought that. That's what I'm saying. Yep.
Really?
And Last of Us. You don't have Last of Us.
Oh, that's true.
So I feel like you're missing a lot.
Okay, so I am probably missing some.
So how many, what did you, I don't know how many that was. Do you know? I was counting and then I lost count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 physical, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Starting with my physical, in no order, just like Sean said, the order they're on my shelf. MLB 14, the show. Madden 15. Madden 16. I did order these. Madden 17.
Wait, see, I had Madden. Where's my Madden? I had, unless I traded it in. When I got my PlayStation, I got Madden with it. Whatever year
You probably
that would've
traded it
been.
in for like 50 cents.
Anyway.
Madden 19. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Played an hour of it, never finished it. Shocking. The Order 1886. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Resident Evil 4. Actually, it's 4 Resident Evil. That's funny. Street Fighter 5. Now, this is my kid's game, but it still counts. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs 2. Ratchet and Clank. Dragon Quest Builders. Again, my kid's game, but you know. Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Harry Potter Lego Collection. That's my kid's game. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition. Horizon Zero Dawn. Diablo 3. Destiny 2. God of War 3 Remastered. God of War. Street Fighter 30. Marvel Spider-Man. Secret of Mana. Resident Evil 2. Grand
Mana
Theft...
was a physical?
Yeah. Because it was on sale. It's a GameStop exclusive to get it physical. And I saw it was on sale at GameStop for $25. So I got it. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So that was a lot. But wait.
There's more.
So not pictured, which I now have here. Arkham Knight and Uncharted collection. Also Resident Evil 7. At some point I'll get it back. I also traded in Call of Duty Ghosts and Black Ops 3. Along with WWE 2K15 and 17. So those are games that
So you
I
don't
did
have any
purchase.
WWE games right now?
No, thank God. I hate them.
Do the kids know you traded them in?
They got 2K18 with their Xbox from Santa last year.
That's
So I was
what
like,
I'm
I can trade
thinking
them
of.
in now. I don't care.
Okay, but do they know?
I don't know if they ever
I
noticed.
mean, they probably wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But
So now, let's go through all of my purchases. Yeah, Axiom Verge. You need to update it for next time because there's too many. It was confusing because I was like, this is only what's on my system. Oh, there they all are. But that'll show your PS Plus games and your purchases, and you just got to kind of think, oh, I bought that. I bought that.
okay, I'll look again.
My digital purchases are as follows in alphabetical order: Another World, Axiom Verge,
I have that.
Batman Season 1.
I have that.
Batman Season 2. Batman Arkham Asylum. Batman Arkham City. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Oh, you got that on Switch.
I got that on Switch.
Celeste. You got that on Switch. Chasm. Donut County. I still need to go back and play that. Final Fantasy 7.
I have that.
Firewatch.
Have that.
Full Blast. Easy Platinum. Hitman Go. Hollow Knight. Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami 2. Journey. Lara Croft
Have
Go.
that.
I wrote Lara Croft Go. Little Adventure on the Prairie. I'm so ashamed. Mega Man Legacy Collection. Minecraft. I don't play it. My kids do. My Name is Mayo. Oceanhorn.
Yep.
Old Man's Journey. PUBG. Resogun. Shadow Complex. Shovel Knight. Sonic Mania. Or you got that
Yeah.
on Switch.
No, that's on PlayStation.
Super Destronaut DX. Tacoma. The Last of Us Remastered. Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Yep.
What Remains of Edith Finch? Yeah, I bought that one. What Remains of Edith Finch? So if you add up all those games, I had 33 games in the picture that I took, 3 that weren't pictured, 1, 2, 3, 4 that I traded in, 35 digital purchases. I have purchased on my PlayStation 4 75 games.
I was at what, 21 or something?
Yeah, you're probably closer to 30.
Maybe no more than 30. But yeah, you've easily got double me.
75 games. When you think about the attach rate only being like 9, it's like there are people that literally buy this thing for just Call of Duty. And they buy one Call of Duty and they play online multiplayer forever. And they don't ever buy anything else. But
now,
like,
is that attach rate that includes digital?
Digital, yes. It doesn't include PS Plus, but it includes digital games that are actually paid for.
Okay.
So my attach rate is 75. And I've got like 10 or 12 games on the Switch, I think. So I'm bringing that average up as well. It's just crazy. I was like, I feel like this is bad. But again, the PS4 was a gift from our parents. So I didn't pay for that. So I saved $400 there. So I just spent way over $400 on games. I spent over 1,000 games.
Oh, God.
So that was
crazy. Because a lot of those are $60 games.
There's
probably quite a few that are like, that $30, $40 range. And then there's some that are like the 5 to 10. But you've easily spent over $1,000.
I probably spent over 2,000. But the thing, don't listen to this.
Oh,
but
God, yeah.
But when you think about it, though, for a while, Amazon was still doing the pre-order, get 20% off. So they were really $48 games. So I saved a little bit. But yeah, I've spent a great deal of money. So it's a fun exercise. If you're watching this and you got a PlayStation 4, go count up your physical games. You don't have to list them out. Count up your physical games. Count up your downloaded games. Go to your library. Go look at the different menus. Try to see how many games you've actually bought on PS4. Because I don't know how the attach rate is only 9 per system. I just think that's crazy. Hit the comment section and let us know what it is. Sean.
Yes.
While you've been off, what have you been playing?
Quite a bit.
Nice.
I probably won't remember it all.
I have Setsuna and Firewatch.
The big thing is I am Setsuna. I just started fresh. My big... I'll start out with a complaint. Really, the only complaint... 2 complaints. One complaint, which I kept thinking was going to change, and then eventually I was like, okay, it's clearly not going to happen. There is no map. There's no overworld map. There's no, like...
Wow.
And my second complaint, which kind of goes along with the first one, everything looks the same. I don't like that everything's snowy.
You can't tell one area from another.
Everything looks identical, and it makes, when you need to go back to a town, you're like, what was that town? Oh, it was the one that was snowy. Well, okay, there's like 17 of them. Like, so I don't like that. But the actual game was fun. Not terribly challenging. Once I really got into it, it's definitely not a
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, like I wouldn't consider it's not a full. Was this game once like $60?
$40. It was 40.
It was never above 40. Mm-mm. To me, even that seems high. To me, I think when I bought it was 20, which seems about right.
Well, the whole point with this company, Square Enix created them to churn out one JRPG every year, and it's go to the next, and they just announced it. I don't know if you saw that. They announced a new one in the Nintendo Direct. I forget what it was. A weird name, but so they did Setsuna, Lost Sphere, which nobody really liked from what I've heard, and then this other one called Ainonaki or something. Actually, that might be it. Ainonaki, something like that. Yeah. They've got another one coming out.
But once I started over and gave it its a fair shot, I really liked it. It's a lot of fun. You can tell they're basically going for Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
But it's no Chrono Trigger. It's fun, but it does just seem like they just said, let's make this game and get it out as quickly as possible. Yes. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not, it's like artificially inflated. Like it shouldn't even, there's not as much content to the game. I'm trying to think of how long it took me to beat. I would guess 20 to 25 hours. It's the kind of game that...
But it could have been like 10 to 12
It seems like
something.
It should have. And I don't know why I say that, because it's not like there's a bunch of cutscenes. It's not like there's a bunch of... It's just... A lot of the battles are just like... They're... You get to the point where you can just destroy enemies with like one hit. And it would be nice if there'd be just a way to where you don't even have to fight them. You just bump into them to like initiate the sequence. They're like, you're way more powerful than them. Enemy gone. Here's your experience. Continue on. Like go to the battle scene and then attack and attack and attack. And it just felt artificially inflated. But it was fun. It was a nice little change to go back and play a classic 2D style RPG, but I had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad I didn't pay $40 for it. I think I would have felt ripped off. I think when I finally bought it was down to $20, and I think that's fair. And even then, the first time I tried playing, I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, you dropped out of it pretty quickly, I think, from what I remember.
Yeah, I think I just never played it long enough in one sitting to where, and part of it goes back to the no map thing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember where I am, what I'm supposed to be doing. A big key gameplay mechanic to the fighting, I totally missed the first time. I remember them talking about it, but I never actually paid attention to what you're supposed to do. So I always felt like I was missing something, and I was the first time I played it. So once I figured that out the second time, it was definitely a lot better. It was fun. I'm glad I played it. I'll never go back and play it again, though, I don't think. The music is fantastic. I mean, the music's probably the best part.
And this was on PS4 or Switch? PS4?
No, Switch.
Okay.
So what else? I'm trying to think of what got me into it. But yeah, for some reason I got the itch to play Firewatch. I beat it in one sitting. I think it took about 3.5 hours.
See, that's shorter than I remember. I thought it was like 5 or 6 hours for when.
And it probably was the first time because you want to just walk around, and just like experience it. I was just like, all right, I gotta go here. I just basically did what it said to get through the story and whatever. It's so good. It's as good as I remember. The ending. I mean, not the ending, but the climax is still just as like gut wrenching. Every time I play that game, it just makes me. I just want to go camping. It makes me just want to be there. And
well, now you got a PSVR. Just patch it for VR, guys.
Yeah,
like I'm saying, like
I think
you don't
that's
even
the
have
only
to put Hank's body in the game. Just act like it's just
allow me to just do this,
like Resident Evil, where your hands float or whatever. Like you don't need to build a whole body.
Exactly.
Just
that scene. I don't know the first thing about VR, but that
it
seems like they would not be that difficult. Yeah. So there's that. What else did I play? We played some GTA.
Mario, obviously. Did Mario?
Yeah.
You're like, I did not play Mario.
Oh, I beat. I was already about halfway through it, probably, but I beat Specter of Torment.
Nice.
Finally.
What'd you think?
I loved it. That game's a lot of fun.
It's awesome.
I almost like it as much as Shovel Knight.
It's 10 times better than the Plague of Night. Like,
that one sucked.
Yes. Plague of Night. No, it's Plague Night.
Plague of Nights. That was a lot of fun. I actually started going through and doing all the Trials of Olympus or whatever they're called, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And got through most of them. I did way better than I did on the Shovel Knight version. I thought about trying to beat them all, and then I was just like, this does nothing for it. Like,
It doesn't. You don't get anything from it.
I don't care. Is there anything else? I haven't played. I was on the verge the other day of starting over Breath of the Wild.
Oh, wow.
Never did.
Solar's getting me in the mood. I'm like,
I know. He's doing it.
It was bad enough when you sent me that screenshot from, by the way, happy anniversary, Zelda and Switch. Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. You sent me that screenshot, and I was like, I remember that feeling. I remember, like, I had seen that screenshot before, but when you play it for the first time, and you walk out of that cave, and you get to the edge, and it opens it up, and I'm just like...
Now it's like, go play. Have fun.
Oh, God, I want to do it. Yeah. I just don't have...
I wish there was a new game plus.
Yes.
Like, I could pick up my save and just go back to the Great Plateau and just try to pretend, but
it's not the same. You can't do the temples again, can you? Because all the puzzles are already solved.
Well,
I don't think, right? Because
I'm not sure. But even if you could, I don't know. There's something. I kind of just want to start fresh.
I know.
Now I wish I could start fresh and have the Master Sword.
All your hearts,
my hearts. So I didn't play that. I feel like there's something else that I played. I tweeted. I'm not saying that's what I accomplished. I tweeted to you and Nick what I played. I feel like
that was it. You said Setsuna and Firewatch.
I thought there was a third. Maybe it was Specter of Torment.
No, because that surprised me when you said it. Let me see if I can find it.
I thought there was 3 things on there. Yeah, look it up. I'll look it up too. But those are the main things. Quick segue, if I can talk.
I tweet way more than you do. You're gonna have to look it up.
I'm doing this. I watched yesterday, and highly recommend to all you people. I watched Free Solo. God, that movie is so good. Like,
so I saw J.A. Adande or Robert Flores or one of those former ESPN guys tweeting about it, that somebody said the part where he just uses his thumbs, and I was like,
there's
that
this
sounds
one
like the
part
most
where
stressful
he's
thing
going
I've
from
ever heard
like,
in my life.
Here to over there, and he's like, and I gotta,
Is he
I have
narrating
this
his
grip.
video or something?
No, but they kind of overlay where he's like taking notes and be like, all right, this part I got to do this, and
Okay,
this
so
part I got
it's
to do this, and
before
then
he
they take
climbs.
that audio and they
Gotcha.
they're like playing it again while he's like actually doing that part, but he's holding it in just this certain way, and he's like, and I got to get my foot up here, and then I got to get my hand over here and switch over to, but he's essentially doing like this, like maybe like that, about as much room as you have here. He's basically got.
Does he have a foothold?
He's got his foothold. Yeah,
Okay.
but he needs that third point.
Yeah.
So he's doing this like thing with his thumb
To just have some kind
and the
of
whole thing is
contact.
he's trying to get. It's almost like a corner kind of, and he like does this like he calls it like a karate kick. He like kicks his foot out to get his foot onto like this wall over here while basically just like holding on with his thumb. It's crazy. But
I don't think I could watch that. Like, I have such a fear of heights. And
it messed me up.
well,
just
somebody was
watching
saying,
it,
did he have a
like-
GoPro too? When he was doing this, like, did he have a helmet on with the GoPro or anything? Or
No,
was it all people, just the people filming him?
It was all
from-
people
Okay.
filming, and some of the shots they got, like I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, somebody was saying, like, or I think it was the same guy, J.A. Adandi or whoever was, like, they're like, I knew that he survived because I saw him at the ESPYs, but watching this
Exactly.
stressed me the hell out.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I feel. I don't know. I can't find a stupid tweet.
Well, you keep looking. You know what I've been playing this week, Sean?
What have you been playing?
I have been playing more of Majora's Mask. Again, like I told Nick last week, this is a game that has scared me to death and stressed me out without ever playing it for almost 20 years now. I said I was never going to play it. I said this day-night cycle is dumb. I don't ever want to deal with it. Ba 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 ba. I freaking still love this game. I absolutely love this game. So, update to last week. I've now beaten 3 of the 4 dungeons. And I guess there's actually 5 when you go fight Skull Kid or whatever. I don't know what he's saying. Daniel tweeted something or texted something. First, the thing I want to say that I didn't say to Nick last week, I don't think I said, the music in this game is so good. I find myself just randomly throughout the day, in my head, the Clocktown music is playing. Oh,
yeah, I remember
That's probably way off key. But the other thing I love is when you get like to the second day, the music speeds up. And when you get to the third day, the music speeds up. And it's like, okay, I can see the moon, the music speeding up, and everybody's still like dancing through the town. But then when you talk to them, they're like, oh my God, the world's going to end. What are we going to do? And I'm like, I don't think the game is as dark as I've heard people make it out to be. It's really just in that third day, it's kind of dark.
It's also the kind of thing. It's just not made to be with that like art style. Like, I think if they did a true Majora's Mask like remake, I think they could make that game be very dark.
Yeah.
But I mean, not literally, but it was made on N64 and everything's all like colorful and happy and cartoony and everybody's like dancing. It kind of doesn't fit the...
Breaking news, Becky Lynch reinstated. The WWE Raw title has been vacated and they will fight at Fastlane for the title. So Ronda gave up the title last week.
Who fights? Becky and Ronda?
No, Becky and Charlotte. They've completely screwed this up.
What in the world?
So obviously Charlotte's winning it because Becky has to win it at Mania. This is what I was saying the other, like a few weeks ago. I was like to Nick, I was like, they have screwed this up.
It was so easy.
Horribly. Like it was all set up. Just do the obvious. But now they throw in every McMahon that's ever lived. They do all this other crap. Now Ronda's dropped the title. So like the whole point was Becky beating the unbeatable Ronda. Now Ronda doesn't have the title. Oh God, I hate the WWE. Freaking All Elite. God, I hope you kick their asses. I'm so sick of this crap.
That's so stupid.
I am so sick of it. So anyways, if they were doing a remake.
I don't even
trying to
know.
find your tweet.
What happened? What were we talking about?
If they did a remake.
Oh, then I think they would make it and it would look a lot more... I think they could make it much more dark in a remake.
Yeah. All you said is beat Setsuna and Firewatch for the third time.
I don't know.
Well, you said for the third time. So maybe that's why we thought there were 3 games.
Maybe.
So I got to the 3rd dungeon and I beat it last night. Again, the last 2 dungeons I've beaten in this game, it was like the afternoon of the 3rd day and I'm freaking out. And of course, this dungeon was the Water Temple. Sean, when I played Twilight Princess and I got to the Water Temple and we podcasted about it like almost 3 years ago probably, I remember talking to you about the Water Temple and you were like, so is this the temple where there's like all these pipes and you've got to like redirect? Oh, I never did the thing. What did I say we need to talk about on the air? Oh, the switch. Remind me to talk about that. And you were like, there's all these pipes. You got to like redirect the water to go here or there and all this other stuff. And I was like, not really. There's just like the steps that you got to turn. Then you're like,
right.
Oh, okay. And now I remember you said, I must have been thinking of Majora. And I said, oh, that's fine. I'm never going to play that game. This is the worst water temple I've ever played.
That's how I remember it. But I also remember Twilight being a terrible water level. And then once I actually went back and played, I'm like, it
wasn't that bad. This is bad. But again, it's just it's the first time I've played it. Now, if I were to go back in there, because I got like 4 of the fairies, I was like, I don't care. I'm never setting foot in there again. But if I were, now I'm like, do you want me to tell you what the point is?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go into it, and when you first walk in, there's this giant yellow pipes and giant red pipes. And
it's all pipes?
Yes, it's all pipes. And there's the yellow pipes go to this fish that's faced up, and he's spitting water out. And there's a switch you can turn on so this other fish spits water out, and you can go jump up onto the yellow pipe, jump onto the water, and then jump there and progress through the level. You get to this main central chamber where there are rooms that you can see. They're like openings. There's like 2 floors to this chamber that's all water, obviously. And you can see these holes, but you cannot get into them because the water's pushing you out. You can only get into certain holes and progress through the level. The whole thing is you have to get first
the whole thing?
The whole, what did I say?
You said the whole thing?
Yeah.
I was making a pun.
Oh, the whole. Yeah. So the whole thing is you have to get all the yellow switches and flip them, basically. Or no, they're the red switches first, sorry. So or whatever it is. I don't remember what the colors, but you have to get all those switches first. In this temple, you get the ice arrow. And I was like, okay. And I'm looking at water. I was like, well, that water's twinkling. Let me shoot it. Oh, yeah. Jump, jump, jump.
That was one of my biggest, and I won't say only, but one of my biggest complaints about Majora. I like going into a level and be like, I wonder what item I'm going to get. I don't like that every item that you get in a temple in this game is just new arrows.
Yeah.
That's just kind of a letdown.
3 temples so far, and I've gotten a fire arrow and an ice arrow, yeah.
Like, there's other items to get. Like, there's a hook shot and stuff, but
in the Gerudo.
It seems like you should get it.
But that's not even in a temple. You get that in the Pirate's Cove.
It seems like you should get that in the... But yeah, anyway.
So you go there, and the thing I didn't realize, first there's a mini boss in this thing that I love. Do you remember this guy? There's this jumping frog guy that keeps popping up as like a mini boss. He was in the first temple, and now he's in the 3rd temple. The first temple, he rode like a turtle around, and you'd have to pop him up and then hit him and kill him.
That's kind of sounds familiar.
In this one, he goes into this. He's got like all these blue. They look like choo-choos without eyes. They're just like these big green blobs, but they hurt you if you run into them. Which, I mean, it makes sense. But you can't attack them. You can just like get him out of the way. You got to get to the frog jumping guy and hit him. But when you hit him, he goes up to the ceiling, and all the green things go up the ceiling with him, and he forms this giant green thing, and then he falls on you. And I was like, well, what the heck? Oh wait, I got the ice arrow. Freeze him, he falls down, you snap, and it's pretty easy once you realize what to do, especially once you realize I got the ice arrow. I'm gonna have to use the ice arrow for every hard thing in this level. The thing I didn't realize when I got out of the room where I beat him.
Now, can you aim? Can you do this kind of aim?
You have to.
You have to.
I think you have to.
Okay.
So I'm playing on my captain. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I'm glad nobody's looking at me. Like, imagine playing this on an airplane. You're like, excuse me, ma'am. I have to kill this Octorok. But when you get out of the room where you kill the mini boss and you get back out, there's an Octorok there. And I remember thinking, I see something beyond that Octorok, but I saw it and just forgot about it. I saw the Octorok, and I was like, well, I'm going to kill this guy because it's an Octorok. So I shot him and I killed him. I switched to my fire arrow for some reason even though I had like just gotten the ice arrow. Killed him. I was like, okay, go to the next room. I'm finally like, I've been to every room I can go in. There's no more switches. Wait a minute, where was that boss? Maybe I missed something. I go in there and I see the Octorok. And as soon as my little fairy, by the way, Tattle or whatever you say his name is, Tatl, so much better than Navi because he's not, hey, listen. He doesn't say a freaking word the whole game. It's just, he's so much better than Navi. Navi can kick rocks. Anyways, he goes over to the Octorok and he's like, I'm like, oh my God, I could have like, I was running out of time because I didn't solve this puzzle in that room. So I shoot the Octorok with an ice arrow, cutscene, and it goes, ba-ding-ding-ding. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So I jump on the frozen Octorok, jump up there. Oh, there's the one switch I was missing to reverse the flow of water in the whole thing. And once I did that, I was like, okay, go back to the central chamber, go in the holes I couldn't go in, get the other switches, boom, done. But then I fight the boss is the giant fish. I think he was in Twilight also.
Georg or whatever.
Georg, yeah. And that was an interesting boss fight. It's 2 parts. First part is above water. He's just swimming around, and you shoot him. Then his eye goes out of his mouth, which is just the grossest thing. And then you hit it. Eventually, he breaks the platform you were standing on, so you go into Zora mode, and you go down there and you fight him. And there's all these like these big spike balls that are chained to the floor, and you hit him, and he sucks them in, and then he gets stunned. He goes, and his eye comes out, and you go over and you do your Zora shield thing, and you beat him. And yeah. And then I grinded after that because I was like, I've got like 3,600 rupees in the bank. So I was finally like, I don't like looking up guides all the time. But for this, I was like, what the hell? There is nothing I've seen in this game that costs more than like 80 rupees. And that's a replacement shield. And I haven't lost my shield because I avoid the likes whenever I see him in the water. And they're like, oh, if you give the banker 5,000 rupees, if you get up to that, you get a heart container. I was like, okay. Because in Clocktown, you can jump on one roof to another roof once I don't remember what it was, but once you get over there, there's 100 rupee, there's a silver rupee.
Yep.
If you go down to the bomber's secret path, whatever it's called, you go down there, you jump in the little river, you swim over here, you blow up the wall, there's 100 rupees there. I've got the 200 rupee wallet, so I've got 200 rupees. I go back, give it to the banker, reset time, and I just kept doing it to get to 5,000 rupees. I was like, I could use another heart container. I'm at 10 hearts. I'd like to have 11.
Now, do you get heart pieces in this game or just heart containers?
You get heart pieces. So when I gave this idiot 5,000, he's like, oh, here's a piece of a heart. I'm like, great, I've got 3 out of 5. Are you kidding me?
Because you only get...
You only get them from the
4
bosses.
Probably from the bosses. So that means there should be like, 13 hearts? So there's got to be like... And is it 5 per heart, not 4?
I don't remember, honestly. No.
But even if it's 4, like 50-something heart pieces in this game probably?
I found a lot. There's a lot, like if you remember, there's a lot of like holes in the ground where you can just fall in, and then there's like either like a mini bus like Dodongos or something down there, or there's like beehives you shoot down and then there's a heart piece falls out.
Okay.
Or there's one I know I haven't done yet that it's got to be a heart piece. If you go to this is the only thing that frustrates me is so like where the Gorons are. When you beat the Goron Temple, which I loved, and like we were talking about off the air, I love that boss fight where you're just rolling around in a circle.
What was the boss? Like, I remember the fight, but I don't remember what you're fighting.
He's like a gigantic mechanized horse with an eye that goes when you knock him down.
Okay, that sounds
So
right.
you roll into him and you roll fast enough to where the spikes come out, you jump, you hit a ramp, and you hit him, that immediately knocks him down. You switch back to Link and you go arrow, 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 and you just keep doing it. The Goron world is frozen unless you beat the boss. However, whenever you reset time, the boss has not been beaten yet. So if you go back there, like I remember seeing where the old elder is walking around like this. I don't know where my son is. And he's that annoying baby in the Goron Temple.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The word, like
yes.
Titus's laugh, can't touch that. And I'm like, but there's a chest down there. So I beat the boss, and then I went back there, and I'm like, I'm going to go get this. Doop, doop, doop. Wait, I can't swim down and get that. Oh, I haven't done the water temple yet. So now I've beaten the water temple. But if I want to go get whatever that chest is under the water, which is now under the ice, I have to go beat the Goron boss again. He's not that hard. It's just more annoying that I have to do it again to get it so it's spring in Goronville or whatever it's called. But I know that's a heart container. And I think I've got 3 heart pieces right now. But I don't know if this will give me the 4th to get a full, or if I need 5. I can't remember.
I think it's 4. I don't remember it
I think
turning
it's
to
4
5
until Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 4. So I think I need 1 more. But I was like, I gave you 5,000 rupees. Like, there's nothing in this game you need to buy.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy anything. Like, I had to buy one of the big Goron, like barrel bomb things to get into.
Keg.
Yeah, to get into Romani Ranch, so I could fight the aliens, which that was super easy. I didn't ride the horse at all. I just ran around. I was like, you just keep killing like the same 2 or 3 again, and the others are so far away. It's not that hard, and it's just not that bad. But yeah, like if I go over to the shop in Clocktown, if I want to get a red potion, it's 30 rupees. Okay. And I can warp. I figured out I can warp to the woodland temple, like the swamp temple. If I warp over there before I'm ready to go do something I want to do, I cut the bushes there. A fairy comes out. I put it in the bottle. I'm like, okay, well, now I've got a red potion and a fairy, and I've spent 30 rupees. What? I don't need to buy anything else in this game. So I don't even know why I have 5,000 rupees except to get a piece of the heart. So I don't know. But I hated the water temple. Absolutely hated it.
I remember hating it, and I knew you would hate it.
So now I've made my way to the Akani graveyard, but I haven't done anything over there yet.
So this next temple, I don't really remember much about it. This is when I remember the game getting tough. Like, I remember even hating the water temple. I remember this next part being worse.
Like difficult or confusing?
I feel like difficult.
So this is what I've done so far. So I walked over there today earlier once I was done farming rupees for no reason. I walked over there and I met Dampy. Shout out to Dampy coming back. That was fun. And he's like, yeah, the ghosts come at night. So I'm like, okay, I need to fast forward time, but I'm going to keep looking around. And I went to a part where I can't get by, and there's this giant like skeleton beast Ganon thing that's just sleeping. And I'm like, and you read the sign, it's like, oh, when all the ghosts wake up, I'll fight you and you have to beat me. I'm like, well, that's going to be fun, I'm sure. So that's all I've done. But I went to the graveyard and I read some of the graves and stuff, and I saw Dampy and he said the ghosts come out at night. So I know I've got to fast forward time to get them to show up, probably use the lens of truth or whatever, I assume, to be able to see them and talk to them and do whatever I got to do. I don't know. And then fight the big skeleton guy. And then he'll get me a mask, I assume. And then, because the guy said, well, I can't let you pass here without the mask from the guy in the graveyard or whatever. You got to talk to the 2 captains or something. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Okay. I feel like I've got like an hour of stuff to do.
This part isn't bad. You're at like the in between Hyrule Field, whatever it's. What is it called in this game?
Termina Field.
Oh yeah, Termina. You're basically in the area between Termina and like the final.
Exactly.
Not the final, but you know the area of the 4th dungeon. So that part's not bad. You're not to the bad part yet, but I'll be curious to hear probably next week. I mean, we'll probably talk before then, but I'll be curious to get your thoughts on this next temple, because I don't really remember the temple, but I remember not liking it for some reason.
Okay.
And honestly, now that it's starting to come back to me, it may be something as stupid as I like died near the end of it and hadn't saved, or something weird like that, to where
now that's
I
one
just
question.
had the thought of like, oh my god, I need to do it all over again, kind of thing. And maybe I just relate that to it being a tough level or something, but now I'm curious to see how it goes.
So that's a question I have, because I've been so scared. I have not died in the temples yet, because I'm so scared that like I almost died in the very first temple. I got down to like a quarter heart against what was it? It might have been the frog guy or something. It was some kind of a mini boss that got me down to a quarter heart, and I was so stressed out. So I don't know. Do you lose all your progress?
I don't remember. Okay. I wouldn't think so, because that doesn't seem very Zelda-like.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like you would just keep your progress.
So I'm trying to think of what would have frustrated me. But the final part leading to the dungeon is annoying.
In this
area?
Where
you're coming up
to.
to.
The canyon or whatever it's
called?
Okay.
It's not difficult, I don't think. It's just annoying. And I think I've talked to you about it before, but if you don't remember, you'll see when you get there. It's the equivalent of, except they don't fix it from what I read, it's the equivalent of how the water temple sucked in the first
item
one.
Switching kind of a thing?
It's that kind of thing. It's not difficult, it's just annoying.
Oh, you did say something. What did you say? It's like You said it before I started playing this.
Yeah. Oh, so you're coming up on that part. That's annoying. It's not difficult. It's just it takes, in my head it takes forever, but it's probably not that bad. And I remember not liking the final dungeon, but I don't remember why.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see.
But Skull Kid is the final boss.
He's not the final boss, no.
Somebody's pulling strings. Okay.
So, yeah.
He just doesn't seem that intimidating.
Yeah, he's just some kid who just found a mask in
right.
the woods.
Like, I kind of feel bad for him.
Exactly.
Because you see the cut. That is one of the things that's sad about this game is you see the cutscene when, I don't remember who it was, if it was in the Deku area or it was the Gorons or whatever, but when you see like there's a writing, no, it's before you do anything, I think. Once you finally get out to the field, you see something. Oh, it's when you're headed to the Deku area. I found like a drawing on a tree or something. Yeah. And then you see this cutscene of how sad this kid is and nobody wants to play with him. I'm like, oh, this is I don't want to kill this guy. This is horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's really all I've been playing. And then GTA Online.
Yeah.
Shenanigans. You want to get to the news of the week?
Sure.
There's one item on the list.
Good.
And it's one
we've been talking a lot. How far are we?
It's about 50 minutes.
Okay.
It was a really slow news week, so the wrap-up is pretty much everything. But first off, Pokemon Sword and Shield were announced, and this is your number one source for Pokemon news. Sean, the 3 starters for Pokemon, I'm sorry, don't hate me, are Grookey, Scorbunny,
Try my Grookey,
and Sobble, which are grass, fire, and water. It is set in the Galar region, which looks to be Pokemon's version of England. It's coming late 2019, and there are more directs coming this year. Do you care?
Nope.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask kind of a rhetorical, unless you know from researching, because I know you're not
that's all the
Pokemon guy.
Pokemon, thank you.
Why is this one? Usually it's like Pokemon Red and Blue, and you either get the red guy or the blue guy. This is Sword and Shield, but then you've got fire,
what I don't
grass,
understand.
and water.
So you have to
either
buy Sword or buy Shield. So I guess
whichever one you get, you can choose any of those 3.
I think so, but then I guess the Pokemon that you can get in each game are different. Please, I have no idea.
Nobody knows.
I hope you realize.
People know. We don't know.
This is an inside joke now at this point with me making fun of Pokemon, but like I don't know. Like I don't get it. I've never understood why they sell 2 games of each game. I don't get it. It's like if you got Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantoms, and Ghosts. And over here, you can get these S-rank soldiers, but you can't get these S-rank soldiers.
It's just
I just
a money
don't
grab.
Get it. Yes.
It's the same game.
But if they made one game, if they just made Pokemon...
But they
Sword.
know, like, the amount of money extra that they have to spend for the extra packaging and the extra game art and whatever is compared to how many Pokemon enthusiasts there are out there who are going to buy both just to have them both. They know they're going to make out on the deal.
Okay, so that's my thing, though. People do buy both games.
I have no idea, but I get as crazy as people are about Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure they do. Like, imagine if they sold, like, I'm trying to... Final Fantasy 15, and you could buy the one where you get to play as
Noctis.
I don't remember their names now. Or you can buy the one where you get to play as Blondie Petroleum. No, that's not right. What's his name? Patron.
Are you thirsty?
I don't know. But it's the same exact game,
right?
But you just get to choose which character you are, and you need to buy the different game in order to. It just seems so weird to me. And correct me if I'm wrong. The only thing that makes sense is that it's a total just greedy cash grab on Nintendo's part. They probably spend an extra 5 cents, if that, per game because they're selling 2 different ones.
But the world's
even if
the same. You just got different Pokemon.
Even if 1% of the people that buy Pokemon, nobody's going to say, I don't like that there's 2, so I'm going to buy neither.
No.
Even if you don't like that idea, you're just going to pick the one that you like and go with it. Yeah. But there are enough people out there that are going to buy both that Nintendo's making out on the deal every single time for like the least amount of additional work ever needed.
I do not get it. But then like
now I could be wrong. Maybe the games are different. Maybe like Pokemon Red and Blue and Sun and Moon and Ruby and Emerald and Gold and Silver and whatever else they've had.
Damn.
Maybe they're totally different games. I can't imagine you would have to buy
I don't think they
literally
are.
the same exact game twice for full price, and the only difference is you start off with a different Pokemon.
So that's what I was going to say. Is the only thing that I can compare this Pokemon thing to is Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. However,
Those are different games.
completely games.
Yes.
Like I've heard one, I don't remember which is which, but one is super action focused. The other
One's more
is more puzzle focused. And when you beat them both, then you get a code to where you plug in the other one, and then you get to the final boss. And it's like, but those are two full 2D Zelda games that are completely
with a
different.
bonus at the end if you
Yes.
did buy them both.
With a complete, but they're complete, like different bosses, different dungeons, different level, like map, everything
Right.
is different. That's the only thing I can think outside of Pokemon that is anything close to this. I don't get it, and I'm not hating on it. I just, like I said, I don't like turn-based RPGs. I just don't. I can't. I just
I'll
can't
be
do
the
it.
first to admit, if I
It would
was
probably be
10
up your
years
alley.
younger,
Yeah.
I would have probably loved Pokemon. I mean, it came out on Game Boy. Not that we ever had Game Boy,
Yeah.
but when I was in my prime, like video games were the world.
Yeah.
And I still never cared about it. So I don't know why I'm saying it just seems like something that I would like, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I played Nyx a little bit when he got on the Switch. I think he got Sun. And I was like, I kind of get it. It's not like...
But yeah, if you don't like turn-based RPGs to begin with, you're definitely not going to like it.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, if I'm going to play a turn-based RPG, I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to figure out how to play Octopath Traveler. I'm going to have Sean coach me. Walk me through like an hour of battle so I can figure out what the hell I'm doing, and then I'll play that because that game is just absolutely beautiful. But this is just... I know people are excited. It's going to sell 10 million copies probably this year. The fact that it says late 2019, I'm guessing this will be like Smash Brothers, like first week of December. Like,
Yeah, just in time for the holidays.
they'd like to get it out before Black Friday, but it feels like that's not going to happen. Otherwise, I think they would have said fall 2019, and then just get it at the very end of fall, so it comes out before Black Friday. I don't know. I want the Switch trilogy. Well, that was one that we didn't talk about. Everything that you missed. Link's Awakening.
I'm so excited.
I can't even.
So when I was watching that and they started showing the water, I'm like,
no way.
okay, maybe. Well, it hadn't even crossed my mind yet. I'm like, okay, I guess maybe. Because in my mind, I'm like, this has to close with Zelda. Like, please just give me Zelda.
You just think it was
And
Wind
then
Waker?
in the beginning, I'm like, okay, well, it's at least definitely not Zelda yet.
Right.
So I'm okay. And then they show the boat, and I'm like, wait a minute, this looks like the opening. And then all of a sudden you see him. I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh God. Like, and it's weird.
I got chills.
Because
I
it
literally
seems
had
like-
goosebumps watching it.
It seems like 33 years after the first Zelda that we would have had a true remake. And we have not. Besides
No.
the 3D, like the
Link
3DS
Between Worlds
things,
is the
which
closest thing, but that's
those
a
are basically
completely
just
new game.
a nice
Yeah.
polished
And those
whatever.
are just right. Majora and Ocarina are
And
just
yeah, Link
make it
Between
pretty.
Worlds is a brand new game.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to believe this is the first true remake of a Zelda game we've had.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's almost like Resident Evil, and it's a weird place to start. Like,
You didn't do Zelda 1, right?
right. So now what are you going to do? Like, they're not going to remake Link to the Past because
they've already they did
it's-
Link Between Worlds.
Right. So that's out.
Yeah.
Zelda 2 would be something.
I don't.
But they're not going to do that. So I get the only other one you could really remake is 1. I mean, the only logical next step.
Yeah, because even
Now you
like,
could do Ages and Seasons. You could remake
Minish Cap, but
Minish
it's like,
Cap.
but that already looks beautiful. Like you don't need to, don't need to remake that.
So I mean, it makes sense. I'm super excited. That game. I remember when I first played it, I had already played Link to the Past,
Okay.
and this was like, this kind of looks like it, but not as good. It's little tiny
you tried.
monochrome
Yeah.
screen, like, but at least it's Zelda. It's handheld Zelda. This is, and then years later, I played it again, and I'm like, this is a fantastic. This game stands alone. It's not just a game that kind of looks and controls like Link to the Past, but it's the handheld 8-bit version. It is a great game in and of itself.
Yeah.
So I think other than Zelda 1, which doesn't really translate, like there's no...
It would really just be prettier graphics. There's nothing you can do unless you completely remake that game, and then it's not Zelda 1. You might as well just make a new 2D Zelda game.
So, I mean, when you think about it, I guess it kind of makes sense that this is where they started, and maybe the only one. But I'm so excited, and I'm so glad it's Switch and not.
I kept waiting for them to go like,
coming soon on 3DS. Yeah.
But now the 3DS is officially dead. It can't come to the phone. It is dead. It might. Oh, the Vita is officially dead. Yeah. Japan. It didn't even take 2 months. They've shut down production. It's over. By far, unless somehow Last of Us 2 comes out this year or Death Stranding, they're not. At this point, I'm not hoping for Last of Us 2 anymore. By far and away, this is my most anticipated game the rest of the year.
When does it? Did
they just say 2019.
Not
so
even late 2019.
No,
just 2019?
It'll probably be a November game because that's Link Between Worlds was November when it came out in 2013. So I think this will be November.
I mean,
like
the
second week of November.
Clear front runners for Game of the Year are RE2 remake and Link's Awakening.
The first game of the year and like the last game of the year. But there's that so it's like Link's Awakening is way up here, and then it's like I think Bloodstained of games that we know are actually coming out this year.
Yeah,
I think Bloodstained is my number 2 under that. Mario Maker is like right up there, but it's Mario Maker. It's not even.
Yeah,
it's almost like somebody just created an engine. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's not my most. It'll be high up on my game of the year list. I'm sure. I've already pre-ordered it, but like I really want to play. After I fell in love with Symphony of the Night finally last year. I feel like I always say Sympathy of the Night. I don't know what I'm saying. That is such a hard word to say, but it's Link's Awakening way up here, and then there's everything else. Now, if Last of Us 2 comes out, okay, then we're at least neck and neck. Maybe Last of Us 2 would probably be more because I want to know what happens with that story. But yeah, like I played Link's Awakening on the Pi a little bit, and I got to the point I beat 2 dungeons, I think. But then there was like this fetch quest where you had to talk to the owl up here, and then you go down here to the monkeys, then you go back up here to the village, and you go back. And I was just like, nah, I got distracted by God of War or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And I just never went back to it. And now I'm like,
now, do you think you will try to play through it or just wait for the remake?
I'm to the point now where I'm like, I want to play through this game how everybody that loves it remembers it being, even though it wasn't, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
So which one are you going to play?
The new one. What I'm saying is I want like when you think of Ocarina on the N64 or anybody that says it's the best game of all time, you probably picture it looking like it did on the 3DS, which is just freaking beautiful and just perfect. Like when we think of old games, like when we think of Winback or when we think of, hell, even Metal Gear Solid 1, honestly, we think of them through rose-tinted glasses, period. But I want to play the rose-tinted glasses version of this game, which is the remake that's coming out. And I cannot wait. And I love the art style. It's like almost like claymation or whatever. And it's just, I like how they did kind of like the Link Between Worlds thing where it's not just top down. It's really, Zelda was never top down. It was really always at an angle, but it was 2D, so everything was just flat, so you couldn't tell. This is the same angle, but now it's 3D, and it's just, oh my God, it's beautiful. And then it's like the stuff on the outside of where they're focusing on Link, you can see it blur out. I probably watched that trailer 25 times or something. Yeah. Like I remember I was driving, like I told you, I was like, I can't watch the direct. I'm taking note to get his allergy shots, blah, blah, blah. As I pulled in the driveway, you texted me, oh my God. I was like, what happened? And you said Link's Awakening. I was like, and then Nick tweeted me or something, and I went on as soon as like this game, like I've just wanted, like I tweeted 2 hours before that. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to watch it. Just tweet me if anything Zelda happens, like a 2D remake or whatever I said. And just watching that the first time, I literally had like every hair on my body was standing up. I was like, this is the Nintendo magic that they have that no one else. Sony doesn't have it. Xbox doesn't have it. They don't even come close to where you can put out a trailer like this. Like when they put out a Last of Us 2 trailer, it's more just like, just bashed his head in with a hammer and then shoved a screwdriver up his bunghole. But it's like there's just that Nintendo magic, and watching that trailer the first time, it's almost like it's even more of a magical feeling than the first time I saw Link Between Worlds. And I didn't play it for a few years after it came out. By the time I borrowed your 3DS when I had my hernia surgery, and then I got mine and I transferred it over there, it's just like, it was just so magical. And everything is just like, I smiled through the whole thing, and the art, it's just, it's beautiful.
The only thing that would have been, I think, a little better would be a brand new 2D Zelda game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Zelda's always got, especially the 2D games, it's always got a thing. Like Light World, Dark World, or Wolf Link, not Wolf Link, or
masks,
or going into the wall, or you shrink, or God forbid the stupid train or the hourglass. So
ever since Zelda 3, there's been a thing.
There's hits and misses. So part of me is like, I'm kind of glad they went with this because I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to think of it. To me, it's a brand new game. Like, I'm not going to be like,
exactly,
man, this is a cool remake. Like, to me, it's going to be a brand new game. So I've only played Link's Awakening start to finish one time, I think. I would just be, if it was a brand new Zelda game and whatever the mechanic, whatever the new thing was in the game wasn't a big miss, I probably would have preferred that a little more.
Yeah.
But I'm like so happy with what we're getting that I don't even care.
I just wanted a 2D Zelda, no matter what. Like, I've been saying Link Between Worlds HD forever, but I'm like, this makes way more sense.
Yeah.
And I've got Link Between Worlds. I can play it on my 3DS. I freaking love that game. Like, I've beaten it 3 times already in 2 years or whatever it is.
And it's the first, I mean, I'm sure some people like Phantom Hourglass and like Spirit Tracks, but like Skyward Sword, it's okay. It's good. Breath of the Wild, fantastic, but almost not even a Zelda game. Like, it doesn't feel like
really
Zelda.
not, yeah.
And then you had Link Between Worlds, where you can have whatever item you want from the beginning of the game. And like I was saying earlier, talking about Majora and how you just get arrows in each of the levels. This is the first time we're just going back to just plain old Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
You go into a level, you get a new item, you use that item to beat the boss, and it's just like, this is how Zelda should be. And this is the first time we've gotten a new Zelda game that's the old style.
Yeah.
The first time since Minish Cap, maybe? Like, I don't know. I mean, when you really get down to the core, you just go through the game level by level, get a new item each level,
Yeah.
It's the first time we've had a game like that since, I mean, Link Between Worlds was close.
But you can buy, if you just farm rubies, you can just buy everything.
You can just get all the items
you
right
can
from
rent
the beginning.
it all, and then you can buy them if you get enough.
So even that, it wasn't quite, I mean, it was an unbelievable game, but it's not quite Zelda.
It's not a Link to the Past.
Zelda classic.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I can't wait. It's going to be it's going to be so good.
I think this game is the Zelda game most deserving of a remake. The only one that I think would come close would be Skyward Sword, just because it's been pigeonholed into these motion controls and everything.
I would just be afraid if they do it, it's still gonna be motion controls because you have the stupid.
But that's why I'm saying I think they would have to remake it from the ground up. I think they would have to change, and I don't even know what the combat style is. I just know it's all motion controls. But like, to let us use a pro controller and just play it like we would play Twilight or Majora.
Yeah, so much of it is like when you're fighting the equivalent of like an iron knuckle
Okay.
And you'll see like they'll have a sword, and if he's holding it like this, you can't go like this because you have to go clink. You have to go sideways, or depending on how he's standing, maybe you do like a thrust. So it's very big on like if you do this, Link does that. If you do this, he does that. If you do this, he does. So it's very.
So if they take that out, it's just one of the.
So
other
it almost
3D Zelda
has to be.
games.
No, there's no reason it has to be that way.
Yeah,
you'd probably have to redesign some of the bosses because the Girahim or whatever his name is, like the main guy you fight kind of through it. It's all about that kind of combat.
Okay.
Now, not all the bosses. I mean, a lot of the bosses are just your typical Zelda style boss, just big thing. Somehow, stun it, run up,
find the one thing.
So
do it again. Yeah.
It's not like the game wouldn't exist without motion controls. You would just have to redo some of those kind of fights to make them work. But I don't know. It could be done. I don't know if they'll ever do it, but it could be done.
The only other thing would be cool is if they remade both Oracle games on one cart. now that they've got this, which Oracle was based off of Link's Awakening when it comes from like a graphical perspective and stuff. Now you've
got this engine, yeah.
Just put them both in one game. You beat one, you beat the other, and then you do the. It'd be just give me all the 2D Zeldas you can take, new, old, whatever. I don't care. Give them to me.
Yep.
Now it's time for the wrap up. Games with gold for March were announced. So were PS Plus games. And Sean, I got a bug to pick. Nope, a bone to pick with Sony. But they do win this month. Games with gold. The X-Bone gets Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion.
Okay.
And Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which apparently I own. Xbox 360, these are backwards compatible with the X-Bone. Star Wars Republic Commando, and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Now that's fun. If you have games to gold, just play this game. If you can figure out the parry mechanic, you'll have fun. I could never figure it out in the demo, so I never played it again. PS Plus. So this is the first month when there was no PS3 and no Vita games. Sean, did they replace them with any bonus games?
They did not.
They did not. That is correct. You still just get to. I can't believe.
There has to be some change coming.
Unless they're going to give these quality of games every month.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that gives me pause. I'm like, okay, I'll give them another month. Because PS4, you get free Modern Warfare Remastered. I got to beat Majora's Mask, but then I am playing this as soon as I'm done with that. And The Witness, which won a lot of people's Game of the Years in 2015. Like, I want to play that game.
That long ago?
Yeah.
I would have thought it was like
16? It might have been January 16. Might have been January 16. Huh. But there were a lot of people that gave it, like IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. And it's not missed. It's not, but it's first-person puzzle solving, and you see all these signs, and there's these dots, and you got to learn. You learn language. I could be butchering this, but I sound horrible, by the way. I'm sick. I'm sorry. You learn language through like finding these signs with all these dots, and you have to go through a puzzle based on what the sign looks like. It teaches you which way you turn when you get to a certain dot and whatever, and you solve these puzzles. And people say it's amazing. It's like 30 or 40 hours long. I can't see myself playing this game for 30 or 40 hours, but I am going to try it. I want to see why everybody loves this game so much. PS4 easily wins this month. Even with only 2 games, it's not even close. They win this month.
Yeah.
Also, Modern Warfare 2 Campaign, as they're calling it, remastered, was rated in Europe. So it's coming this year. What's interesting, though, it's really just going to be the single player. Like, Modern Warfare Remastered is all the multiplayer maps and everything as well. Or at least 10 of them, I think. If this really is just a single player, I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay.
But it just seems weird that, like, you put all the maps into Modern Warfare. I feel like Modern Warfare 2, I think Modern Warfare 1 is the better game. I think Modern Warfare 2 was more popular. Am I crazy to say that? It seems like that's where
seems that way.
It seems like it's when they went from just like...
That's when they really took off.
Yeah, we're not just mainstream. We're mainstream, and we're going to crank it up to freaking 11.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. In addition to Breath of the Wild and Switch celebrating their 2-year anniversaries, so did Horizon Zero Dawn, and they have now sold, quote, well over 10 million copies. That's awesome. I love that game. Horizon 2 Dawn, Horizon Zero Dusk, Horizon Zero Evening, whatever it's called.
Horizon 1 Dawn.
Horizon 1 Dawn is going to be a launch title for the PS5. Book it, Dano, and I cannot freaking wait. I want more of that world. I want more of Aloy. I want more, like, that game. I want to go back and play that when I don't have to worry about the platinum and stuff, and I can just play through it in 20 hours. Like, I'm going to play through God of War here in the next couple months. I've already decided
biggest issue with that game, it's almost like a Setsuna thing. I mean, I ended up loving it, but it took me a while, and I think part of the issue is I don't know if I had beaten Zelda yet, but I was still playing Zelda, and so I was bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, you played it after I did. I was already pretty much done with Zelda when I played it.
And like, there's something, I don't know, like
the climbing.
I played it, and then the climbing not being there, it's hard to play after Zelda, but something, I don't know. It's like every time I played it, if I spent even just a week or two away from, like GTA.
Oh, yeah.
I spent 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I remember how to do everything. Let's go. Every time I picked up that game after not having played it for not months, like even a couple weeks, I felt like I was always having to relearn everything. And it was just, so I almost need to, I kind of want to play through that again too, where I have nothing else to play, and I can just play that game and nothing else. Yeah. But
It's because it's so focused on ranged combat and stealth. Whereas Zelda, God of War, everything is I'm in your face. I'm gonna Z target. It's not Z, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock onto you, and I'm gonna parry, and I'm gonna dodge and do all this stuff. Which I do. I still prefer that. Like when I'm playing Majora, I love the combat in Majora. I love the lock on.
It's perfect.
It's just it's so good. Fortnite Season 8 launched. Big deal. They have a Weezer Island, which is hilarious, where you just go to this, you float to this island, and they're playing the Teal album. I guess it's a Teal album, I assume. I don't play Fortnite, but that's funny. Also, they copied Apex Legends' ping system.
Which is
So what Apex did, I'm never going to play it again because I just suck. I can tell it's a good
I downloaded it just because I'm like,
what's the big deal?
I might as well. I kind of want to try, just like I tried Fortnite. Downloaded it, never played it, deleted it to make room for the GTA update the other day.
It was like 25 gigs or something.
Yeah.
So what Apex has is this really cool thing. This is the one thing I think they did really well. Is there's this ping system where you have R1, obviously, but what you can do is if you are looking at something, you can just click R1, and if you're looking at a thing at an ammo, like there's shotgun shells, you're going to look at it, click R1, and your two teammates, you're going to tell it, a ping is going to show up that says shotgun ammo's over here. Or if there's if you see an enemy in the distance, you can look at him and go R1. It goes enemy over there on the hill.
Oh, that's cool.
Or you get like I don't know. You can do or you can hold R1 and then there's like a wheel that pops up if you want to get more minute into your pinging and everything. It seems like what Fortnite has done is nowhere near that good. They were just like, oh, Apex did this. Let's get something out there. It's more just like dropping a pin on the map and you don't know what's there, I guess. Obviously, when Season 9 comes out, I've assumed they're going to have a full pinging system. If you want to be cynical, you can say, well, they already copied PUBG with a Battle Royale thing to begin with. Why not copy Apex Legends?
Right.
But the whole video game industry is about copying. Like 2 years.
And Apex Legend copied all
they
10
copied
of the Battle
Fortnite
Royales
and
that
PUBG
came before
too.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And H1Z1. And like 2 years from now, we're going to have open world games where you can climb anything. And you just are.
Yeah.
Because Zelda did it and people had to react to that. And that's just how video games work. So it's whatever. But speaking of Apex Legends, they announced today, Mondays we're recording this, they have hit 50 million players worldwide. Now, it is a free play game. There's no battle pass or anything yet like Fortnite does. So I just wonder...
So is there not even a way to spend money in this game if you wanted to?
No, you can, but you can't
Okay.
get like they don't have the different seasons and stuff like Fortnite has done yet. They will, clearly, because it's a free
Yeah.
game. You have to figure out a
Yeah.
way to monetize this thing. And that's what I'm so interested to see is as this goes on, like I don't think this is a Fortnite killer.
No.
People love the game, but 50 million downloads, okay, I mean, it's free.
Right.
Like, I downloaded it.
I never played it, but I
played
downloaded
3
it.
matches, and that's it. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't. We count as 2 of those 50 million. Between us, there's 1.5 games. Like it just. What's really going to be interesting is like the next earnings call that they have. What do they actually make off of this game?
Yeah.
But I do think, like I was telling Nick last week, with how Anthem has just critically flopped. Commercially, it doesn't look that good based on the UK charts, but that was only physical, not download. So who knows? I remember when I did my solo podcast. I said, it's weird that they're putting Apex Legends out 2 weeks before Anthem. I wonder if that means they're worried about Anthem. They were worried about Anthem. Now, Anthem seems, they will correct, I would assume. They'll course correct and everything. But like, if Anthem was just a good story-based 20 to 25 hour space, BioWare, third-person shooter, RPG, I would want to play that. And that's what I was listening to, like, Kind of Funny Gamescast. They were like, it seems like they didn't know if they wanted to be Destiny or if they wanted to be a BioWare game. And what BioWare does great is their RPGs and building a story and all this other stuff. And Anthem just has no story. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't want just, like, you just shoot things and you get loot. Like, I don't want to play co-op or online stuff unless we both get Anthem, and I'm not getting it for $60. I'm not paying $60 for that game.
No.
If it drops to $30, then I'll think about it. But it's just not like if they would have just. I just hate the games as a service thing. I just do.
Yeah. Plus, it kills PlayStations.
Thank you. That's the thing, and it's like people are having their PlayStations, and apparently I saw another report that X happening to Xbox Ones too. So Solar, be careful. it's bricking them too. Like, how does this happen? I mean, I know how this happens. EA says you have to put this game out before the end of this quarter so we get the money from this game. I don't care what shape it's in. Then you fix it after. So it's EA's fault. It's not BioWare's fault. I mean, it's their game, but like, I guarantee they would have rather put this game out in June or July.
Yeah.
When it's fully ready. But yeah, beware. Why do I do that every time? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is being revealed on April 13th at D23 or Star Wars Celebration, whatever it is. The game's not canceled. I'm very happy. I have no
not
faith.
canceled yet.
Well, yeah. So, and they just announced today that the writer for KOTOR and Fallout New Vegas is working on it, which apparently this is a very good thing. I didn't play either game, but this is apparently a big deal. Respawn makes good games. Apex, Titanfall, whatever, whether they were, financially successful or not. I want a good story-based Star Wars game. And like after they canned Amy Hennig and everything else has happened, like I have no confidence that EA will put it out, but I got to remember it's not EA making it. It's Respawn. Respawn makes good games.
Yeah.
Also, Cyberpunk 2077 is confirmed to be at E3. We don't know if it'll be playable or whatever, but it will be there. Please be excited. I could not care less about that game. I didn't play The Witcher, and I don't want to do a first-person Blade Runner RPG thing. Sean.
Yes.
It is that time of the week now. Do you remember what time of the week that is? What are you doing?
I thought you were gonna... That was unrelated. I just had an itch, but it sounded like you said something funny, but I don't remember. You said, like, it is that time of the week now. You said something that made me laugh, and then I just happened to be scratching an itch at the same time. I don't remember the song.
It's Did You Know That It's Time for Did You Know?
Yeah.
We're just going to say that.
Okay. I don't like the song. We need a new song.
And also, I can barely talk. Sean, did you know? Which one do I want to do? We'll do this one. Do you know what the first game to have a worldwide release was? Before this game, there were no release dates for video games. It was like they would show up at stores and they would just put them on the shelf and they would just sell them. It's not like it is now where every Tuesday or Friday or coming September 1st, Metal Gear Solid 5. They didn't have announced release dates and like worldwide collaboration and stuff until this game came out.
I would think it would be pretty early, but I'm worried that you're going to tell me it was like
Pitfall.
Well, no, I'm thinking you're going to tell me that it's something way later. But
Halo 2.
I mean, the first thing that pops into my head is Mario 3, but that's not even true because it was out in
2
Japan
years
for like a year. Yeah.
Year and a half, yeah.
Jeez.
Came out on a Tuesday.
Oh, God, what?
In 1992.
1992. Super Nintendo?
Nope.
Sonic.
Sonic Tuesday was the first video game to have a world, and it's basically the reason. It's not the reason. That's a little dramatic to say, but it started the era of like marketing release dates and everything. So Sonic Tuesday was November 24th, 1992. I thought it was earlier than that in 92 for some reason. November 24th, 1992. I assume that was the week of Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving would have been, I mean, Thursday would be the 26th. So 26, 19, 12. Yeah, that's Thanksgiving.
So they put it out the week of Black Friday, which is really smart.
Yeah.
But they marketed it. That was the first one to be marketed. 1 year later, Mortal Monday happened on September 13th, 1993. So those were the first two gigantic, like, we're marketing as Sonic Tuesday. Well, we're going to do Mortal Monday to get Mortal Kombat out for the Genesis and the Super Nintendo and everything.
And several years later, here we are with Mario Mondays.
We are.
Keeping up the tradition.
Thank you, Sonic. We appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen,
time out.
Yes.
Did you see the new...
Oh, my God. I didn't even want to talk about it because I don't want to insert it into the video.
I'm not even sure. I do believe now that it's real, but it's one of those things.
He doesn't have gloves. He just has white hands.
So everything is just...
He's just furry.
Yeah,
when it's
I don't
happening?
like it. I don't like it.
Like I saw Bernardo tweet out, well, everybody thought Pikachu was going to be dumb and now everybody loves it. Let's give it a chance. No. I'm not giving this Sonic movie the light of day. I will not pay 2 cents to see this movie.
Is somebody who's like voicing Sonic? Is it anybody?
Ambrose helped Reigns and Rollins find off McIntyre, Corbin, and Lashley. It's like Jason Bateman. I don't know who it is. It's somebody like that. It's not Jason Bateman. Sorry, Jason Bateman. But it's somebody. Look that up.
I'll look it up.
But yeah, he is terrifying. And that movie needs to just die in a fire and never, ever, ever come back. I don't want any part of that movie. It should never come out. It should not be a thing. Hopefully it won't be a thing. But this has been episode 127 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. As always, you can find us at nerd901.com. Go over there for Two Player Co-op, The Blur Without Fear, everything else they're doing over there. Obviously, they're doing great work. On Twitter, you can find us. My voice is almost gone. I am at Kevin White 24. He is at Real Sean White. Together, we're at 2player_co-op. If you want to check us out, again, like I said, twitch.tv/2player_co-op. Go over there and hit the follow button, subscribe, whatever it is, and we'll stream every once in a while. If you're listening on audio services, like I said at the beginning, please go to youtube.com/2player_co-op. Go over there and hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to us. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs this year. And obviously, like I said, we are on audio services around the globe, including Apple, SoundCloud, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and other audio services around the globe. Who is Sonic? Who is Kareem Desi? Or is he silent?
Ben
Benicio del Toro?
Schwartz.
Really? Who the hell is that?
He was Dewey Duck in DuckTales. He was Leonardo in like the new Ninja Turtles.
The new one? The crappy one?
Like the
because it was Seth Green. Okay, yeah, because Seth Green was him in the other animated one.
I don't know. He's done voiceover work in the past, I guess. I don't know.
Well, his career is over.
But just listen. I don't know if this is new. I've never read this. Just listen to the quick synopsis from IMDb.
There's a synopsis for this movie?
I mean, it's one sentence. It's like
that's
back of the box kind of thing. It's by the second word, you're already like. It sounds like Sonic. What is it? 06 all over again.
Oh God, real people.
A cop. Cop in the rural town of
Des Moines.
Des Plaines.
Des Moines.
In the rural town of Green Hills.
Oh, okay.
Will help Sonic.
So wait a minute. So now Green Hills is in our world?
I guess.
Wasn't the poster of him on the Golden Gate Bridge?
Yes.
Is it a suburb of San Francisco?
I don't know. A cop in the rural town of Green Hills will help Sonic escape from the government who is looking to capture him.
This can't be real.
I don't know. I mean, James Marsden is the cop.
Oh, that's who I was thinking. I knew not Brendan Fraser, but close enough. Also not doing the voice, but I knew there was somebody I'd heard of that's not, what's his face? Eggman, Robotnik. What's his name? Jim Carrey.
I don't know. This shouldn't be a thing.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things. I guess that's Green Hills.
That's just like a highway in Arizona.
Hills.
It's just not even green. It's like brown.
Maybe that's Brown Flats.
Sean, glad to have you back. It's been a good podcast.
It's been good.
I don't think we'll be back next week because I am going to be out of town till like Wednesday because Nick's got his gymnastics and stuff, and we're going to make a trip out of it and stay in Knoxville, pitching forge and all that. So we'll probably take next week off. We'll be back the week after that. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing. I almost
Why are you laughing?
Getting the giggles right at the end. I'm like, all I need